gamers, if you are ready to raid as a dragon or raise up armies as a general, then you might want to check out Lords of Vaala Dragon Bond. In this game, you will be playing various action cards depending on your role to move around the board, deploy more units, engage in combat with your opponents, or collect power. You might also have the opportunity during the game to, as a general, bond with a dragon or vice versa, and then you'll work together as a team to kind of come out on top. I thought that this game was kind of cool. You're collecting power, which is ultimately how you win the goal. If you reach 10 power, you win immediately, or you want to have the most power if another one of the end game conditions is triggered. So I thought that it was neat that kind of there's a certain amount of power that starts out on the board, and then you have to wait for event cards to come out for more of that power to come out, but there's also the opportunity to potentially steal power if you are making other people retreat from a battle, although in some of the games I didn't see that happen that often, just from luck of the combat dice. But overall, I thought that the game concept was cool of trying to kind of control regions so that you got a little bit more of an advantage, but you don't necessarily have to be in control of a lot of regions to do well, because it does come down to which action cards you're trying to play, and again, for combat, it comes down to some dice rolls. So I thought that that was like a decent balance of luck and strategy. One thing that I didn't like about the game was the rulebook. It was laid out in a way that for me wasn't really conducive to how I like to learn rules. At the beginning, it kind of just gives you a general idea of what the game is and how to play and how to win, and then it kind of goes into deeper dive of the main concepts, and then there's also a glossary at the end for more of the key words that you might need to know. And just that layout was kind of confusing to me, so it was a little bit of a barrier of entry for me, but you might not have that problem, so it really depends on how you read rulebooks and how you like to process that information, but you might want to check out the rulebook beforehand in case you are somebody like me that has a little bit more of a tough time with that. Other than that, I also thought that this game was really good for 4 players. If you don't have 4 players, then you need to use a faceless side of the board for any characters that are not being controlled by players, and it's just kind of like an AI mechanism where they're just going to play random cards into the stack of action cards. And while that's fine, I thought that that wasn't as interesting as kind of seeing everybody's strategy play out and kind of being able to guess, oh, I think that this person's going to attack on their turn, they're going to put in an attack action card, whereas when it's just a random card draw, you have no idea what that AI character is going to do. And then it also made it difficult, I thought, for playing with the faceless characters when you bond it with them. Again, you don't have anyone to strategize with. You can't kind of give suggestions of like what they might want to do, or if they want to like leave power there for you to collect instead, or anything like that. You are just at the mercy of a random card draw, which isn't as interesting. So I definitely recommend this for a full game of 4 players. But otherwise, if you like that kind of combat and building up an action deck to see what's going to happen, and kind of you don't know what's going to happen, but you can kind of try and gauge what all the players at the table are doing. If you're into that style of game, then this is really cool, and again, it has a really nice production value, which I definitely appreciate. So you can check out my full thoughts on the blog today.